this video, you're going to learn how to do a very useful cable stitch called C8F. In this example, we're using size US 13 9mm knitting needles. We're knitting using circulars, and then we have the cable needle to hold the cable stitches. Let's knit 5 stitches. We're now ready for the cable. For the cable part, we will be working with 8 stitches. So C8F means you're working with 8 stitches. So let's count out the 8 stitches. And the F means we will be holding those stitches in front of us. So we're going to transfer 4 out of the 8 onto the cable needle. So let's count out 4 stitches, and we're going to transfer them onto the cable needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold it in front of you. And the remaining 4 stay on the needle. Just make sure that all 4 are completely transferred onto the cable needle. And now we're knitting the 4 stitches off of the circular needle. So just regular knit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're now ready to work with the stitches off of the cable needle. So knit the 4 stitches. And as our cable needle, we're just using a DPN, a double pointed needle. We're going to repeat this process so you can see it again. So count out the 8 stitches, and we're going to transfer 4 stitches onto the cable needle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this needle with the stitches stays in front. We're going to knit the 4 stitches off of the circular needle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're now ready to work with the stitches on the cable needle. So just a regular knit. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're just going to finish this row with the 5 stitches. So we started with 5 and we end with 5 just to give the swatch that we're making some kind of a border. And you can kind of see the beginning of that cable pattern. So keep knitting following the pattern. In this example, this is a pattern for classic cable baby blanket. It's an 8-row repeat. So we're now going to demonstrate the cable row one more time. So this is the row where we have C8F. We will be working with 8 stitches. One thing I'm going to do different here is, what if you don't have a cable needle, but you have an extra set of circulars? And you see how they're not even the same size. So the needle we're using for knitting is size 13, but the needle that you use to hold your stitches can really be any size. It could be same size or anything smaller, because all you're doing is using it to hold the stitches. So transfer the 4 stitches onto that cable needle, leave it in front of you. So hold the 4 stitches in the front and then knit 4 stitches off of your circular. You don't have to use circulars. If you're just making a scarf, for example, for a baby blanket, you might need to. But the needle that you use to hold the stitches, it needs to be a circular. You cannot use a straight needle because you need to have point on both ends. So a double pointed needle or a circular needle can be used to hold the stitches. And we're going to do it one more time so you can see it again. We're working with 8 stitches, and we're going to use a smaller circular needle to hold the stitches in front. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the stitches are being held in front of you. Then we knit the remaining 4 stitches for this cable section of the pattern. We're working with a total of 8, so we knitted 4 and we're going to knit the 4 stitches that we're holding in front. And we're going to finish off this row with 5 stitches. So if you're doing the cable blanket pattern, it has a border, a garter stitch border. But this is such a great cable pattern to know. You can use it for scarves, blankets, shawls. And you see how the bottom doesn't look very pretty. So I highly recommend doing some kind of a border, maybe a rib stitch. This blanket pattern is available on our website, loopymango.com, and the yarn that is used is Loopy Mango Dream Yarn.